Supcaman has already published the first episode of his new series, which is supposed to become an alternative to Skibidi Toilet. Analyzing the first episode, I noticed a lot of references, for example, the background music from the first episode of Skibidi Toilet, posters from the same episode, the agent's face, which can be noticed for only a few milliseconds, as well as the image of the main villain of this series. I also found out what actually happened in this room, and what I understood shocked me. You'll learn this and much more in today's video, so I'll ask you to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. Well, let's begin. The series starts the same way as Skibidi Toilet. The location, angle, and camera movements exactly repeat Skibidi, and even the background music is taken from there, just edited in slow tempo and in horror soundtrack style. This immediately creates a feeling of deja vu. We're as if watching the first episode of Skibidi Toilet again, but then something goes wrong. The atmosphere is completely different, darker and more disturbing. If in Skibidi everything started with absurdity and humor, here the same visual language is turned into something dark and disturbing. This isn't just a reference. This is a deliberate reinterpretation. As for the room, something clearly happened here. On the wall, we see ketchup, scattered posters, boxes, and poor lighting. Ketchup, and this is the first hint that there was an attack or something worse. You can immediately see that there's something beyond the vertical camera, but we'll learn about this in the full version of the first season. Special attention should be paid to the lighting. In Skibidi, the first episodes were shot in daylight, which created a sense of ordinariness. Here, the lighting is yellow and dim, like a lamp that's about to burn out. This weighs on the viewer even before anything happens in the frame. As for the posters, they're an exact copy of Skibidi Toilet posters from the first episode, and they differ in that they now have handwritten inscriptions. On the first one, it says, "Dead Dream." On the second, "Forget." The handwriting looks as if written in a state of severe stress, carelessly, almost convulsively. This isn't graffiti for graffiti's sake. This is a message. And of course, this is a direct reference to the situation with Invis Company, which currently owns the copyright to Skibidi Toilet. As you all already know very well, due to the conflict with the company, Allela, that is, Supcaman, no longer cooperates with them and can no longer work on his series. Therefore, he's now working on his independent project called Allela. The inscription, "Dead Dream," is about Skibidi Toilet, a project he created which became a global phenomenon, but which he can no longer develop. And "forget" is a message to himself. Forget the past, move forward. What's also symbolic, in the frame you can notice Mini G-Man from the first episode of Skibidi Toilet. But unlike the original, here he lies motionless, frozen. If in the first episode he was alive, joyful, and dancing, here he's apparently dead. And this is a very eloquent detail. That very joy and energy of the first Skibidi episode literally lies here, lifeless. Through this small object, Allela shows that the old era has ended. G-Man doesn't dance anymore. And Skibidi Toilet as we knew it doesn't either. Also in this room we see boxes, which can symbolize moving. Allela is metaphorically moving from one project to another. On the table, there are papers. Most likely, this is a reference to the contract he signed with the company in real life. This very contract became the cause of the whole conflict. The entire room as a whole resembles a crime scene, as if the tenant was robbed and eliminated. And this is not accidental. Through visual images, Allela shows what happened to him. After inspecting the room, the cameraman enters the bathroom. There are also ketchup stains on the towel. This means the victim fought for life and tried to save themselves. Traces of struggle are scattered everywhere, but the most interesting comes next. When the cameraman approaches the mirror above the sink, in the reflection, you can see him. And what's strange is that he has no camera in his hands. And this means that everything we see is not a video recording, but a view from the perspective of this person himself. We're literally looking through his eyes. This is the classic POV format that Allela used in all episodes of Skibidi Toilet and now transfers to the new series, but without recording with cameras. Unfortunately, it's not possible to examine the agent's face in detail. The frame is too fast and in poor quality. But there's one specific moment where the face is visible clearly enough. He's dressed in a strict suit. He looks like an agent who came to investigate a crime. The agent most resembles Male 07 or Male 09, models from Half-Life 2. This is also not accidental, considering that the entire Skibidi Toilet universe is built on assets from this game. And Alexei continues to use the same visual language. At the sink, you can notice a cylinder-shaped hat, which is traditionally associated with detectives from old films. I can't say exactly who it belongs to, but there are only two options. Either it's the agent's own hat, which confirms the detective version, or it's the giant's hat who appears later. Both options work within the plot. Special attention should be paid to the shadow. At the very beginning of the episode, when the camera just turns on, a large, tall shadow flickers in the corner for a fraction of a second. The giant was there from the very beginning. He didn't come later. He was already in the room and just waiting for his moment. This adds even more creepiness to everything happening. The only thing I haven't been able to understand yet is the number in the toilet. It feels like the number 404 would fit here, an error number, because in this scene we expected to see Skibidi Toilet, but saw something else. Initially, I connected this with the 6-7 meme, but I'm not sure. If you have theories, write in the comments. I'll show the best ones in the next video. Then the door closes and a giant appears. He's most likely the author of the murder and kidnapping in this room. He's also dressed as an agent and looks like a person, but very tall, and his arms and palms are abnormally large. His eyes are red. This is a direct reference to the main villains in Skibidi Toilet, Astro Toilets. In Alexei's color symbolism, red has always meant threat. Red eyes of Astro Toilets, now the red shirt of the main villain of the new series. This is the visual language that Alexei developed in Skibidi and now transfers here. As for the red shirt, this isn't just a color. The giant is dressed exactly like the only YouTuber who cooperates with Invis Company. This is a very specific detail, and it's unlikely to be accidental. Alexei encodes his real opponents in the images of villains. The giant isn't just a monster from the series. This is a visual embodiment of those who, in Alexei's opinion, destroyed his project. Next, the giant carefully looks at the agent and repeats the phrase, ahlelele, ahlelas, 4 times. It doesn't translate because it's a meme. It's inserted where anomalous situations occur. 4 repetitions. This is also important. In Skibidi Toilet, the phrase, skibidi dop dop, yes, yes, also repeated and became the signature of the whole series. Alexei is trying to do the same with ahlelele, ahlelas, create a new catchphrase that will be associated with his new project. After this, the giant grabs the agent, and the first episode ends there. Now, about theories on who this agent is and why he even ended up here. The first version, he's a detective who was investigating a case and fell into a trap himself. This explains the suit, cylinder, and POV format. We're sort of following the trail with him. The second version, the agent came here deliberately, knowing about the giant. Perhaps he's part of some organization that hunts such creatures. The third version, the agent himself is part of the same system as the giant, but something went wrong, and now the hunter became the victim. All the versions are working at the moment, and Alexei clearly left the finale open precisely so that viewers would build theories. As for popularity, the results are mixed. Views gained less than the last episode of Human Being, but more than the first episode of the same Human Being. More than a month has passed since the release of the pilot episode of Human Being, and it gained less than 900,000 views, while ahlelele, ahlelas gained more than 500,000 in one day. Everything depends on how Alexei will develop the plot. The audience expects from him something close to Skibidi or at least connected to that universe. In my opinion, the main sound in the series plays a key role, and the sound ahlelele, ahlelas compared to skibidi dop dop yes yes doesn't catch on as much yet, so breaking into the tops will be much harder. At the moment, this is brain rot without obvious meaning, but after 10 episodes, you'll be able to see the full picture. No one rules out that if views are low, Alexei will create another project. Whether ahlelele, ahlelas will be able to compete with Skibidi, we'll find out in the future. From the first episode of Skibidi, you also couldn't understand what the series would become in a year. Most likely, one season will have 3 episodes, as it was in Skibidi. And then the full version with additional scenes will come out where they'll show us new details. That's when it will be possible to truly evaluate. And for now, we're watching. This has been Super Cameraman. See you very soon. Goodbye, everyone.